You are now tuning into another episode of the Carefree Black Girl podcast, where we discuss everything carefree, black, and girl. I'm one of your hosts, Hazell Harve, the realest of the real. I am now going to pass it to my girl, Jazzy Jazz.
Mm-hmm. Hey, y'all. What's good? What's good? This is your girl, Jasmine Taylor TV. And I missed y'all.
Period.
You're here with us, Carefree Black Girl podcast. And I'm going to pass it off to the doctor of the bunch.
The doctor, honey.
Let me talk my it's your
Just
girl,
let her cook.
Dr. Phoenix Lux, your favorite therapy and fantasy baddie, newly minted. And I'm going to pass it off to Big Les.
Big Les, period. It's your girl, Big Les, a.k.a. Leslie Latrice, and your favorite veteran turned entrepreneur. Glad to be here with y'all this weekend. And we're going to jump right into it.
And we cannot start episode 8 without our Carefree Black Girl of the Week, which is our very own Phoenix.
Yay! You go, girl.
And she's our Carefree Black Girl of the Week because she's not just Phoenix, she's Dr. Phoenix. Dr. Phoenix. So congratulations to you, Phoenix, for getting your doctor role.
How does it feel? How does it feel? Oh, my gosh.
Honestly, I'm tired, y'all. But
a good tired.
a good tired. I feel like I'm coming back into myself because I was so hyper focused because my dissertation was on Black joy for Black adults. So I did get a lot of pushback, but to finally have people see it click for those who doubt it, it does feel. It feels nice.
That's
but I'm
good.
tired.
No, I hear you. But I know that doctorate is worth it.
We're really proud of you.
Very proud.
Appreciate it.
Yo, when I say my girl did her thing, when she talked that talk and walked that walk, especially for the blurred?
Yep.
The blurred community. I learned so much just listening to everything that you researched and all the things, and all the people on the call was really like giving her all her props on what she was communicating, and I loved it. So I'm glad I learned something.
And what's your goals like now that you are a doctor? Like, what's your starting goal for your journey now?
Honestly, I don't really love the professorate. My professors know that because I feel like it can be slick elitist a little bit. But I did love doing the research. So I want to give more research to Black topics that we don't get to hear about a lot. And just from our experience, like the main thing for my study was Black critical theory, which is just focused on our existence and not just always the trauma. And so I want to do more studies like that. I also have my own business, which will have coaching and clinical counseling. It is Black femme and MB based. Yes. Although anybody can get services. And so I really want to just continue to speak truth to power. I know one of the first things they told me was don't try to save the world, with your dissertation. It's an assignment and get it done. But for me, I feel like this is, when you're a doctor, that's the first thing people ask you about, like for the first year. They're going to be like, what did you do? And I just didn't want to do something that I didn't really care about, Because I'm going to have to talk about it at every conference, all the time, every interview. Well, what was your dissertation on? Like you put it on your CV. So I am going to continue to try and speak truth to power, open up these practices, and get on their nerves being ghetto fabulous.
I love that for you.
Right.
Love it. Well, congrats again,
Thank
really.
you, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, y'all. So now we are getting into the topic of the election.
Election season.
Woo, baby. We are recording this weekend, days before Election Day. So one, I just want to put out there, make sure y'all go out and vote, exercise your right to vote. But if you don't vote, that's your business. At the end of the day, I want to talk about just like the whole climate. What's going on? How are we feeling before heading to the polls, before we find out who is going to be leading our country. Keyword being leading our country, okay?
Right.
Being a president is more than just the title. It's a lot of freaking work.
Yes,
and we need the right person in the seat. So at the end of the day, I have some news that everyone here probably already knows about, but your girl was a creator for Kamala this weekend. I got to attend my first rally as an adult. So I went,
I love that for you.
maybe like 2008. Me and my family attended Obama's rally in Columbia, South Carolina. But, I don't really remember that. I was like 14. I don't really remember it, but I know I went to one. But this was my first one as an adult. And y'all, the first question I had was, where there be food? Like, we here all day. And I'm like, hey, we need a meal. But, I tried to eat beforehand. But it was just such a great experience, like, regardless of whether Kamala wins, Trump wins, like, it's history in the making, right? She's the first Black and Asian woman to actually run for president and get this far. So I think it was great. It was a very positive environment for me. There are some things I'm getting irritated about, but let's just talk about, what we're loving right now in this election season and maybe what we kind of are ready to go away, what we want to stop and get on with our lives. So what's
In
up?
short, for me, it's the simple fact of a conversation.
Yeah.
Like conversations are being had. Whether
Period.
you're for whoever you're for, conversations are being had. Old, young, middle age. I told you guys earlier, my he's 10. His opinion, I just feel like the conversation is broader than what I remember.
Yeah.
Although it's still kind of foreign in the sense of kind of old school. I'm not really too used to people voicing who they're
So
voting
direct.
for.
Yes. Out there.
Or criticizing people for their opinions and why they're voting for blue or red or in between, you know what I mean? But the fact that we are having a conversation to me is pretty monumental. I know for me, I felt a lot of anxiety until I went to the polls and voted. I voted for the first time as a North Carolina resident when I did vote early.
Yay.
So I was like, ooh, go me.
Period.
But once I submitted my ballot, I felt relief.
Yeah.
But now I'm a little frustrated with all the, texts, calls,
Yes.
commercials, ads.
Yes.
Definitely the ad.
Yeah, I can't even watch YouTube in peace.
I can't play a game, a mobile app game.
Something popping up,
And
like,
they literally pop up in between
Yes.
the game. And I love you, girl. But them texts, Jesus.
oh my God.
Dude, you hit
I had to keep saying stop. New number.
New
I'm like,
number.
oh my God.
It's like a crazy ex that keeps getting WhatsApp
Finding a
numbers.
way to get unblocked here.
Y'all, but I at my workplace, I can't even be comfortable. I don't know if y'all seen the ad of the basically the Trump ad where they basically say Kamala is for they them not you.
Yes, yes.
That I be at work and I hear that every single shift I
That
work
is
at.
insane.
And it's just so annoying to be in the community and just hear that shit every day. It's just like an everyday it's just that it's just not part of my day. It's just not part of my day. So I definitely am tired of those just ads and just girl, I just want to be at peace. I just want to turn everything off.
They reaching.
I'm not gonna hold y'all. If you do not vote, give me space because I don't want to hear you complain about gas, about groceries, about why all of these things in your everyday life are starting to get a little chaotic.
In your neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Yes, these things impact it. And I think sometimes for those who've never voted before, you're not just voting for the president.
At all.
You have a whole
So much more.
ballot of people and they decide so much in your life. And while you think, that doesn't affect me, they are putting the structure to how you live here. So even if you do what you want to do, you don't vote, or someone who doesn't understand economics gets in there.
Yeah.
Now milk is $10.
Right.
Or Similac is $40. And so I just want y'all to think about that.
Right.
Or your
Or
grandma
you say you don't
can't
want
get
to.
insulin.
And
or,
definitely,
or it's so
Yeah.
many different things. It might not affect you, but it can affect someone close to you.
Right.
Or just in general, it affect you some way, somehow. So definitely, take the stand and exercise your right.
Yeah,
regardless.
elections affect even the roads you drive on. I know if you're for me, I'm from South Carolina, them potholes can just swallow you up on the inside. Those are things
that you're voting
are
for
a result of our government.
Right.
You know, y'all like, they need to fix these roads. They need to fix these roads. Who are you choosing in your local area who's responsible for that? That's all I'm saying.
Right. And I want to follow up on that because I want to take accountability and say that I actually will not be participating in voting this year.
Okay.
It's due to just like just me being responsible. Like I've been in Charlotte for 3 years now. I have not got my ID out here.
Oh.
Like I'm a resident here. I just have not got my ID out here. And then I was trying to do an absentee ballot. It was really confusing for me. I have never done that before. So I was trying to do an absentee ballot for Connecticut, and I just could not figure it out. And then, like, plus with life going on, it just got in the way. So that's why I want to encourage everyone still, like, if you're registered and you literally can walk down to the ballots, wait in that line, baby, just wait in that line and just go vote, because, like, it's like people like me who did not take the right moves to do it. And yeah, like now, but like you said, anxiety, baby, I got anxiety. I'm gonna have anxiety until it's over.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to put that message out there to everyone. Like, you know, if you definitely like missed the registration and stuff like that or anything like that, it's okay. But just encourage your people, your family members, your friends to still get out there and vote, because we got to do what we got to do. Like,
Right. Yeah.
And that's understandable. I think I missed when it was Mitt Romney and Obama in college, and when I couldn't vote because of the same reason, I couldn't get the absentee, and I didn't have a child. I was scared. I remember me and my best friend, we was just holding each other like, Lord, what's about to happen? Whoa.
I think
to think that we thought that was the craziest it was going to get.
I think I'm so old school because I was raised by my grandmother. The first thing I did when I moved to North Carolina 5 years ago when I got my ID was register to vote.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first thing. And then even when I moved to my new apartment, no, seriously, even when I moved to my new apartment in September, the first thing I did was register to that apartment.
Well, it's I get it.
It's the old school thing. She instilled that in me. No shade, but like,
well, yeah.
It took me a long time.
I'm
I'll
the
say.
youngest bitch on the panel, so
As-
I gotta.
No,
but you know
I gotta
what?
take my
As a
You
service
even
member, it
inquired
took
about
us a
the
long
absentee
time.
ballot in your hometown, so that's even trying to take the initiative. You know what I mean? Even though
Yeah.
you wasn't too certain about it,
tried
you
to do
still
it all.
tried to. You know,
Yeah.
so
I'm
that's not
speaking,
like
yeah.
saying, "Oh, I'm not voting because either one is bad." You know, that's not like what you're
Cause
saying.
baby, if I could go up to that, if I go up to the ballot place and slap my mails of all my addresses on there, I would.
Yeah.
But you know, they not going for that. They is not going for that.
I'm
Yeah.
speaking more to the people, even my family members that are registered to vote. I know because I used to pick y'all up and take y'all. If you don't vote, give me some space. Because, you know, if you can vote, you should vote.
So who voted early?
I did.
So okay, how was your experiences?
My
voting
experience,
early?
it was really good. I was in the library for 10 minutes, not even.
Period.
Yeah.
It was easy. But then, like, the following days, the line was wrapped around. I
Yeah.
said, oh, thank God I
Yeah,
went when
yeah,
I
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
It was an easy experience for me. It's honestly, this is only my second time voting. The last time we voted, I didn't vote. I'm not going to lie. I was definitely one of those. I was like, I ain't vote. I don't really jack none of them. But it's too crucial at the moment to be one of those, in my opinion.
Period.
You know.
Yours was the same? Similar?
Yeah, it was really quick. They had people that were giving out leaflets explaining.
Yeah.
You know, they had to be a certain feet away from the building, but they were explaining like what's at stake, what do some things mean if the wording is confusing. So if you're someone who is just intimidated because it's new, I always think of it's okay to be a beginner and learn. They have so many people there that'll tell you what to do, how to fill out the ballot. I was in there, like you said, maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I got there right on time, though, because
Yeah.
right after we got there, the
That
line
was-
started
getting there. Yeah.
long. So.
No. Yeah, my experience was similar to both of y'all. It was like very quick. It was I didn't have to wait in line at all. Definitely a different experience than voting by mail or absentee or just going to the polls on election day. Walked straight in and out. There wasn't anybody soliciting me. And no line. So I communicated that, especially to my audience and community, that early voting is probably one of the easiest things you can do, finding the right location to go to so you don't have to wait in line. Convenient. You already know I'm a champion for convenience. So definitely, if you get the opportunity again, in North Carolina, early voting is closed. But if you do get an opportunity again in a state that does early voting, I encourage you to vote early so you don't have to worry about the lines on election day. But I also want to ask you guys. Okay. So sometimes, we obviously have our partners and things like that have different views than us. But when it comes to the political stance, right? Like say you and your partner may have different political views or values. How do you navigate that? Like, what do you feel when it comes to that? You look like you got something in your mind.
I do.
So tell us what's tea.
I do, because not this year's election, but 4 years ago. I'm sorry, Nikki, but listen, she and I got into like this huge argument in the house because we just wasn't seeing eye to eye with our political views. And she was like, I don't know if I can be with you. I was like, excuse me? You don't know if you can be with me because we have a different opinion?
Yeah.
And it almost caused us to not be together for real. But we had to have an adult conversation and understand each other's opinions. And it was okay. Right to this day, we crack up about it because it was like, are we serious? That was the year where we just decided together not to vote because it caused a lot of issues in our home. So together, we decided not to vote. Okay. That's what we decided to do. But it was definitely some tension in our household for a little bit. Yeah. Because she was for it and I was like, no, I'm not doing anything. She was like, do you know your grandmother? And so we just decided together, ease the tension in the household. Let's just not do it this year. Let's do more research as we go forward. And that's why together, well, she did it a few days after me, but we did vote this year. So that's what's up.
I think like what James Baldwin says, it depends on the degree. We can disagree about how much taxes should be. We can disagree on certain things, but as a Black woman who is from the South and your existence is constantly politicized, when you have someone who's openly racist, who openly says they wish they had the generals that Adolf Hitler had, we can't talk, baby. We can't. That's not a disagreement.
So I hear you. What I hear you saying is that it matters what it is that y'all might be like, having different points of view about, and I can agree with you on that. Yeah. Because we're not the same person. We didn't go through the same things, and the same things may not matter to us. Yeah. And that's how I feel about me and my partner. Like, I think this is the first relationship I've been in where we've been together at least, longer than a few years, and we're like cohabitating, and we're going through an election cycle where we have a woman running for president and a man running for president. Let's just go. That's a very just different all in itself. But also what matters to a Black man and his current life and trajectory and a Black woman, especially a Black man loving a Black woman and vice versa. So it's like trying to also see each other's perspective, put each other, empathize with each other in this time. But I don't think that anything that, because we had some, when I tell you on the couch sweating, toes curled up, ready to.
It gets ugly.
Yeah, and so it's like it does happen that way, but
I love
we've had that I'm just glad we're Jazz, I'm just glad we're able to have those hard, tough conversations, like watching the debates and like we're doing these things together. So that we can learn what each other is thinking and like how we're pushing and what we're talking about.
That's exactly what Nikki and I had to do moving forward. We said, listen, let's not be uneducated. Let's watch the debates together. Yeah. And honestly, Nikki's been on it more than I have. So she'll send me different links to catch up and things like that. So we've literally been doing it together because we ain't doing that.
Yeah. Y'all know I'm a professional.
Especially when they're against us.
Yeah, I like to talk. So we can debate and stuff. But like I said, it comes to a point where it's like, as long as you're not against my existence, like the person you're voting for will be dangerous to me and people I love and care about. We can't do that. Yeah. Me and my we have had some knockdown drag outs because I'm very pro-Black, and sometimes he's like, you just are too militant.
But that's the thing that matters the most to you, so you gonna stand on it.
Yeah, because I'm like, but we can exist that way, but like I said, we're on the whole opposite spectrum. I can't even entertain it.
Yeah.
Because I just can't imagine, and I have family members who have had a spouse who's
Polar opposite.
a lot of them ain't together now.
Yeah.
But because I can't imagine, politics are not just clicking a box. When you become an adult, like the more you vote, you realize you have to agree and think a certain way to endorse a certain person. And so if we're polar opposites, that house got to be tense, you know? Like, how do you coexist in that? It's almost kind of like religion, you know? People who are like religious, you can coexist in different religions, but it can be very hard if you don't do it carefully.
Right.
But like you said, I'm just not into someone who's gonna sit there and kind of be against what I believe in and who I am as a person. If you're just going that way, then you're just not meant for me. I'm sorry. Like for me, I don't like to have my relationships depend on like a political view and stuff like that. But like I said, if y'all feel like you just team with a person that's against me and my people, then it's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work out. It's just
even
not
as
meant
a
to be.
friend. Even as a friend, I have stopped friendships for certain opinions, or I've unfollowed people
Child, block
for
is a
certain
good button.
opinions that I would see in the comments on social media and things like that. They probably weren't even talking to me, but I would see what they say and I would simply unfollow them because it's like, wow, I thought you was my dog.
But
I saw that comment.
That's why politics, people, friends, and family or whatever,
Politics,
they
religion, and
limit.
money.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I don't want to talk about politics because that will those conversations can like
Unveil the mask.
But honestly, if we can't talk about politics, baby, I don't. That honestly helps me to realize the depth
you
of
are.
our relationships.
Yeah.
Like, okay, maybe we ain't that type of friend, but maybe we not friends. Because I honestly feel like I can have tough conversations even with my friends. So maybe we just ain't on that level. But that was like how I felt professionally, especially in the military too, where we kind of didn't. We couldn't really
talk
have
about
that
it,
conversation because at the end of the day, the person who is president is our commander in chief. So we kind of limited that type of discussion. So professionally, that was never a conversation on that level, or rarely. But you have those conversations with your close military friends. But yeah, it can be tough, to navigate that. So you guys, I just encourage you, and I'm sure the ladies here can encourage you to just have those conversations. And continue to exercise your rights as well as voice your opinions.
Welcome back, y'all. We are here at the 2.0 episode where we're going to have a little bit of fun, play a game of Who Said That?
Who said that?
Hold on. I got y'all. Let's see. We need you. Your voice has power and magnitude. Your vote is the most valuable to... What?
Beyonce.
Oh, did she say that? Kelly.
I think it was Michelle.
Michelle wasn't there.
I know. That's why I was being funny. Now, who said that?
No, who said that?
I don't know.
I would guess
We
one of
need
them.
you. Your voice has power and magnitude. Your vote is the most valuable tune we need.
Yeah, that sounded like her class of 2020 speech.
It was
I'ma say
Beyonce. Was it Beyonce?
Yes. And she rings true.
Number 2. What's
You
the
said
second
2.
one?
Oh, it's number me. Okay, that's me. Okay, number 2. Two. Okay. Mama killed him. R.I.P. Tebow.
Tebow. Who Tebow?
Who is that?
Kim?
Mama killed him.
Kim who?
Kim
Parker. It is definitely Kim Parker. I knew once I saw
love
it.
the Parkers.
Once I saw it, I knew it off rip.
Did she say?
Mama killed him.
Oh,
Tebow. I'm sorry, neighbor.
Oh, I forgot all
so did.
I forgot all about that.
Mama killed him.
Shout
Dang.
out to Connor's Bond, girl.
All right.
Okay. Now you lie. I've never been so thin. Now you lying, because you been knocking off that piece of tongue who thinks she better than everybody.
Dream girl.
Because she ain't better than anybody. She ain't nothing but common.
What's her name on there?
Effie.
You can get your wings turned like Effie. Turn the wigs around. Sophisticated.
Shout out to Dream Girls. I love the Dream Girls.
No, that's my show, but that scene in particular.
She ain't nothing but common.
Okay, you guys, we had fun. We talked about politics. We want to wrap it up with some carefree keys. I know last month we talked a little bit about breast cancer. Mm-hmm. We want to continue that conversation because it's still affecting Black and brown women. Mm-hmm. Black women are 40% more likely to be diagnosed with breast cancer than white women. Mm. So we really want to encourage our Black femmes and MBs to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. And what are some other tips you guys want to leave?
I think... Twin. Okay. I think that, like, honestly, the statistics seem to be like disproportionate to brown and Black women, mainly not because, but just wanting to encourage you guys to just keep getting your checks, especially because, you know, it's encouraged that we go get mammograms after 40, but you can definitely do self-checks way before then. I'm 32 and I do checks very often. But yes, you can just look it up on Google on how to do your self-examinations, especially if you can't get into a doctor. But those are some of the reasons why it's disproportionate to Black and brown women, because we're less likely to have that access to good doctors, be able to get those mammograms and things like that. Sure. So take the initiative and you can do it yourself. And also, again, if you have the means, go get your mammogram before you turn 40. Like, start now, so you can catch it early. For sure, especially because 9% of women under the age of 45, 35 are diagnosed with breast cancer. So I do think it's definitely important. Us personally, I'm sure we've been taught how to, like, be in the shower and just self-examine give self-examinations. Mm-hmm. That's very important. We live in America. Unfortunately, we are minorities, like you said. Lack of food, lack of health care and things like that, so it's so important to really spread awareness to breast cancer. I know quite a few women 30 plus with breast cancer. Mm-hmm.
I just want to jump in real quick. I'm glad you guys said that, because that's kind of like an all-around thing, mental health, everything. Mm-hmm. Black people are more likely to go to urgent care or an emergency room because we usually can't have the access, so we wait until it's dire. Look up federally qualified health centers near you. They usually have a sliding fee scale for you to get health services, so you can see a specialist. So please do that. Don't wait till it's an emergency if you can help it, because they are usually everywhere.
And to my dolls, for all transgender women, with us taking hormone therapy, it is higher risk for us to get breast cancer as well. There was a study where 40 times more likely, trans women were more likely to develop breast cancer than cisgender men. So I know also for dolls, like, not a lot of us, like, can get resources with healthcare and stuff. Like, a lot of us take, like, black marker hormones and things like that. So when we develop our estrogen, like, we don't have our doctors telling us to go do these things, because we just, live in a fab life. But my endocrinologist, she definitely does show me how to do checkups, and she does them when I go check in with her every time. So I just want to encourage, of course. So I just want to encourage my girls to go get it done too, because we probably think that we're fine, but it can happen to any of us. So definitely, ladies. That is true. But yes, women. To your point, men can also get breast cancer too. Yes. Just so y'all know. I don't know the statistics on that, but men, look out for yourselves to learn about that, and also, just dive deep into breast cancer in general, because I'm sure you have a mom. I'm sure you have women in your life, right? So it's important to just stay aware and to be able to pass that information on too. And so this has been another episode of the Carefree Black Girl podcast. I'm your girl, Hazell Harve. You can find me on all social medias at Hazell Harve. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Passing it to Miss Big Les. Hey, period. It's your girl, Leslie Latrice, a.k.a. Captain Hall, your favorite veteran turned entrepreneur. Y'all can always catch me on my YouTube channel at 3 p.m. every Sunday, but follow me on all socials at Leslie Latrice. Phoenix Love.
All right. It's your girl, Doctor. Y'all will be hearing that for the next 3 episodes.
continuing episode.
Dr. Phoenix Luxe in the house. You can follow me at Phoenix Luxe on Instagram. I am at Blurty Love. I am your favorite Therafairy and fantasy baddie. And last but certainly not least, we're going to pass it to Miss Jazz.
Taylor.
Hello, goodbye, good evening. This is Jasmine Taylor, and we are out. Make sure you follow me on all platforms, Jasmine Taylor TV. But when you follow us, chime in. How has voting season had you making you feel? Also, has it caused any trauma in your house? What's going on?
Give us the tea. Give us the tea.
Baby. Chime in on conversation. Carefree Black Girl podcast. It's been great. I love you guys. I love you, ladies.
Yeah.
And we out of here.
So see y'all in the next one.
No bar.